Hi guys, so first of all I want to say sorry for the weird orientation of the video. What was I saying? My phone is charging because it's almost dead. So I wanted to pull some cards. Not really sure why, I just wanted to pull some. So I figured let's do this quick little video. I'm just going to go through and first make sure they're all the same way. And I like to like look at them, you know, just kind of like read the card as I make sure they're all the right way. And I just tell myself what it is. So anyways, tonight I am going to my little sister's soccer game. And if they win this game tonight, they get to go to the championships, which she's really, really, really happy about. She's a senior this year, so this is her last year. So I am going to make a cute little poster board for her. I was going to put her number on it, but she doesn't want me to embarrass her that much. So I figured I'll just make like a cool little sign that maybe she can take with her when she goes off to college. So I thought that was going to be kind of neat. Hopefully it'll turn out good. I don't really know what I'm going to put on it yet. Give me just a second. I'm going to pause the video. I've got something in the oven. Okay, hi guys. So while I was taking what I needed to out of the oven, I went ahead and did the, finished, you know, going through the cards and shuffling, or not shuffling, but making sure that they're all the right side up. So this is just, I haven't used these cards in forever. They're practically brand new. I've only used them a handful of times. Not like my others. Some of my other cards I've used a lot more than others. So let's see, what does Spirit and the world want us to know? That's what I was getting at. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Wands. This is the Crow deck by MJ McCullen, I think is how you say her last name. So what does, we're going to put that back. What does the universe, source, our guides, whoever watches this video, what is something that they need to know? Something that they need to know. Probably should have taken that one. I'm going to say yes, because I think that was the same card. Got the Lovers. So far we've got the 9 of Wands and the Lovers card. Let's do... Okay. Well, I was going to say one more card, but we got 2. We got the 10 of Swords and the Chariot. That's kind of funny how those ones... That one flew out and then the Chariot card came. Okay, so far what I'm noticing is the things that are coming into our lives right now, regardless of whether that be like, you know, a new job opportunity, finances, relationships, whatever it is it seems like it's fast-paced. It will appear as if it's, I mean, yeah, fast-paced, but also what I'm noticing is you have to be able to tell your balance. Because see, we've got the 10 of Swords right here, and what I like about this deck is, do you notice how they're like penetrating this crow? But look at this one, which would be the second one, and then the last one are further down into it than the other one is. So I believe, to me, I feel like that's more of like your what you're doing to yourself. You're putting these limitations, these boundaries, almost as if it's a cage. You're putting it on whatever it is that you want to happen. And then we've got, like I said, the Lovers and the 9 of Wands. The one thing I like about this is we've got almost like a rift in time and space, right? So Wands is all about creation and having action, doing things yourself, making sure, not making sure, but, you know, getting things done. And then the Rift is like this new chapter, this new beginning. it's something that's coming into us, but we also need to remember to have balance. Yes, this is the Lover's card, which is associated with Gemini, and I don't know what planet it is, to be honest. I don't really do anything about the zodiac signs or like planets and stuff. Astronomy, astrology, I'm not good at that stuff. It just does not click for whatever reason. It just doesn't click. I've tried multiple times. But anyways, there's a balance. We've got these two meeting in the middle above the heart, that's one of the messages, even with videos that I watch, particularly just for myself. But there has been a lot of emphasis on your heart chakra. There's been a lot of emphasis on making sure that you not only give the love that you want to receive, but that you're giving yourself the love that needs to be received. One of my, and I don't know the whole quote because I'm not that versed in Bible studies. I did go to Catholic schools. I grew up Roman Catholic, all that stuff. But I remember being taught that as long as your wife is your spouse is a godly person, it helps you be godly, if that makes sense. And I don't mean godly as in like you think you're a god, or however anybody wants to take that. That's not how I mean it. I mean it as if you have faith in God, you believe in Jesus, you believe in Mary, you believe in all of these other things that make the story of the Messiah what it is. That makes that just brings chills, and you believe it to be true, then it's going to be true. You know what I mean? Like you put that into your relationship, it's going to thrive. It's going to grow. It's those seeds that just kind of like blossom. And I like that in this one, we've also got the snake in the middle, and then we've got the sun and the moon on one side. It's identical in the sense that there's balance. But the snake is important because snake represents fertility and the cycle of things. Give me just another minute. Okay, so I'm back. I have set those cards off to the side real quick. So we were talking about how the snake is fertility. It's a cycle. A snake sheds its skin. My list almost got out right there. A snake sheds its skin. It transforms. It metamorph. How would you say that? Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. It goes through a state of metamorphosis there. We'll just say it like that. It becomes something new. And that's kind of like what you need to keep in mind about whatever it is that you want for yourself. You want to be so connected with your own body, your own soul, not just your higher self, but also your lower self, your shadow self, your lower vibrational self. You need to be balanced. You need to be connected. Now, that doesn't mean you live in the past, because that's not what I'm saying. You don't need to live in the past. Everybody has a past, but that's why it's called the past. You grow. Everybody changes. Everybody grows. There's always a newer beginning, right? So I lost my train of thought. Again, justice. That's kind of funny because on this particular card, there's the scales. And okay, so one of the things that I find really interesting about this card is that every time I look at it, for whatever reason, I immediately think of this pastor. I always want to say pastor. This priest that I grew up with. His name was Father Bowman. He was the most sunshiny, bright person I knew. He is what helped me be okay and helped me kind of cope with everything that went on at my home. And I don't mean like my home as in like my mom and my dad. I mean my home as in like my birth father and the various wives that he's had. I do love him, don't get me wrong, but it was difficult as a little kid. You process things differently, you feel things differently. There's different trauma that happens, and for whatever reason it makes something click, or it makes something snap, or something break. And I don't want to say break because I don't want you to picture it as like something breaking, but it causes a disconnect, okay? And Father Bowman was very kind, and he was the reason I had no problem believing in God, but still also believing in what we think about God is not what God is. It's not what we know. From a little kid, I always knew that there was something different, that it wasn't the way that everybody thought it was. I used to always have these dreams, like daydreams. I would be like just sitting in the car with my parents, and all of a sudden I would be having a daydream about all of these planets, but it wasn't like planets, like, have you ever been to like an IMAX theater where and you know how it looks like that? It was kind of like that, except just in my head, And I do kind of, man, it is windy. I do kind of feel a little weird sometimes and a little crazy sometimes saying some of the things that I do. But at the same time, it's like, I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable with my life, Yeah, there are some things that kind of get me choked up a little bit. But hey, who doesn't have those things? Anyways, so I always think of, it immediately makes me think of a priest, because to me, that's I can't think of what it's called, but the little white thing that they wear on their garment. And then I think of Pentecost and red, and, them putting the blood of the Lamb on their doors, and the Holy Spirit washing over their houses and not harming their children, not harming their families. And I don't mean like harming like in a bad way, but it was almost as if they didn't acknowledge what was happening. They didn't acknowledge that this thing was real, that God is real, that the Holy Spirit is real. And so therefore all of their bad things that they had done in their lives, all of the karma, whatever retribution you want to call it, God did what he did. But like I said, I don't think God is necessarily what we view as God. And so some of the stories, it makes me, not the stories, but some of the memories that I have as far as growing up about what God is, I tell those stories because I think other people felt that way. It kind of helps other people, acknowledge those things and kind of just go along with it, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I actually really